Hello, buddy, and welcome back to the All Right Podcast. Remember, it's not the best podcast, but it's not the worst podcast. It's just an All Right Podcast. Guys, we're back with another episode, and we're back with another good one as well. Now, guys, I have a guest on right now. Her name is Rebecca Maher, as I have to say it like that. I apologize if I said it wrong again. But yeah, so Rebecca, if you want to introduce yourself, please, to the people that are going to be watching this.
Yeah, I'm Rebecca, and I'm living in Carlow.
Lovely. Nice. The reason why I wanted you on, Rebecca, is because I'm mutual friends with your boyfriend. I would call him your husband at this stage, God honest truth. But your boyfriend. And I seen that he was sharing a lot of videos of you doing covers. You were singing. And
Yeah.
I remember clicking onto it because he shares a lot. When he shares videos, he literally shares them. He gets a good amount of views because he's just consistent and sharing. But when you were putting up, when he shared your one, I was like, oh, I'll check this out. And I press play, and I was like, holy shit! I was like, this girl is good. Like, this girl is fucking deadly. Like, and I was like, I don't know if I ever. I'm pretty sure that I think I did on one stage. I know I commented saying this is deadly, or I shared them before or so, but I wasn't sure if I ever text saying your voice is cool or anything, or your voice is deadly. I really like it. But I wanted you on the show because I want more people that are interested in music on the podcast. I want you on.
Yeah.
So I want to go back to the start. And I know a lot of people do this, but I'm going to continue doing it. When you started off making music or getting into music, was that something that just came natural to you when you were singing, or did you kind of went for lessons and so?
No, I never did any lessons. Yeah, I've just always kind of been real musical and always been into singing. Like, I've seen videos that my mom took when I was little, and she made like a guitar with a tissue box, and I'm literally like in the sitting room when I'm like 3 or 4, just like strumming away, singing whatever songs like my dad would play.
Yeah.
I think they've always just kind of seen that I was just always singing and always just so into music, and it was kind of like just my breakaway, like, you know, when you just want to just sit in your room for a while and just put in your earphones and just listen to music. It's just kind of that escape as well.
Your escape, yeah.
Yeah.
Escape. I swear, I said it before and I'd say it again. I'd smother someone for a voice. I'd love to be able to sing. When I'm in the shower, I perform concerts in the shower like everybody else. Yeah, for the likes of that, I think people that have a truly gifted voice, man, I'm so jealous of them. I'm so jealous of them people that are able to sing. And I have to tell you, you're one of them. I'm so jealous that you can sing. I don't care if I had a girl's voice and I was singing, I'd fucking hit high notes so much. Like, well, as you were saying, when you were younger and you were getting the guitar and they were making it out of tissue box and stuff like that as well. So do you know how to play any instruments?
Yeah, I played the guitar, not very well, but you know, because I went busking, so the guitar was kind of like my security. I don't think I could have stood there and just sang without like anything in my hands.
And what was that like? What was that like busking? So
it was really scary, and it took like a big amount of courage to do it and just to step over the line and actually, like, because I've been talking for it for ages, and Dylan was like, just do it, and then by the time I kind of got all the equipment, I suppose, and looked up how to put it all together and where to busk and what would be the best situation and times and days to do it and everything, I just decided, like, I'm just going to go and do it. Like, I just have to.
And you have to get a license for busking as well, isn't there? There's stuff you have to go through. Could you explain a bit more that for people that are watching now and you want to do some buskings? What's the steps, if you can remember them?
God, it's really straightforward. Like, I just kind of looked up license busking Dublin, you know, and I think there's one for different things. You have to go into the categories of which one, and there's basically a form that you just fill out and you send off to the address that's on the site, and then they'll just ring you, and I think they asked me just a few questions just to make sure like I was like who I was and stuff. And you have to send off like passport photos and everything, and then to send you your license, and you have to carry that with you then, just in case you're stopped when you are busking. Like, you have to present it. So, and it lasts a year, so I think you have to keep renewing it every year. So
It's actually weird, isn't it? I never knew that there was much. I have a friend. His name is Daniel Carney, and he went busking before. But he was telling me that you have to get a license for, you have to do this, everything you just explained, and I was like, "There's so much you have to go through just to go out on the roads, like in town,
yeah,
and sing for people. Do you get me?
yeah,
And
I
going
know.
out singing for people in town, you could come back with some money, and you can't. But it's more. I'd say it's more about because you enjoy singing so much and you want people to listen. I'd say
Yeah,
you just want people to listen and I know from getting people's reactions, it's a really good feeling when you see people stopping and I say and looking and enjoying themselves, and you see their head nodding and all, and then you go over and give them a
yeah.
bit of money. I say that's great. I'd love to go out and busk, but I wouldn't be able to do it for my life. Like I wouldn't be able to do it. But when you were younger, did you start entering into any competitions or anything when you were younger, when you were starting to sing?
No, like I did stage school, so I suppose we kind of had shows every year, and I joined the singing section of it as along with the dancing part. And yeah, we just did shows, and I did the odd like solo performance. It wasn't anything major, and when I was only about, let's say, 11 or 12 when I did it.
Mm-hmm.
But that was like each thing that I've done, I suppose, is kind of a big step towards just not caring. I suppose all along it was just what will people think, and
Mm.
from a very young age I did want to start uploading covers onto social media, and I never did, like until I think I was probably 17 or even way later when I uploaded my first cover. And I think it was just because I did get to the point of I don't care what people think. Like
Yeah.
it would be nice if people think, oh, you're good,
Mm.
but I
Mm.
actually don't care. Like if anyone doesn't think I'm good, kind of,
Yeah.
you know, it's just, yeah, stepping over that line, I suppose. And now I've done a lot that I wish I did way earlier, like the busking and uploading covers. Like I wish I
Mm.
did it all earlier, but better late than never, I suppose.
Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? Putting up with anything like that, the nerves that kick in, and you're ready to do it, but you don't want that negative feedback. Even though
Yeah.
like when you put up that, like, is there some kind of sense in you that to go, right, I am good, like I know, like I know I'm good, but like, do you kind of have that little sense going that, or are you too humble? Are you too humble? Are you like, oh, maybe not, maybe this will do good or
But
not?
like, I don't know.
Yeah, to get me a bit cocky, like,
I know what you're
come here.
like.
If
No,
I
I'm
was you,
definitely.
I'd be strutting me subs, going around the house singing, literally just making TikToks or whatever, Snapchat, just singing. I'd love it if I had a voice. My life would be a musical. Honestly, it'd be a musical.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, for the likes of that, when you were doing your covers and so, I seen the equipment you had as well. Now I'm not sure if that was your equipment or Dylan's or something like that as well. But when I listened to one of the covers, I was like, this is really good audio. Like, it's really well put together. Even though the voice is amazing, the audio and the equipment was good. And I know when people are listening to like podcasts like this, or especially music, it's all about the audio. Like if you have bad audio, people won't listen. So when you decided to make your covers and you were getting good audio and so, did you, how can I say, did you what was the process of that? Was it Dylan beside you helping you? Was he showing you how to do it yourself so you can do it yourself, or did you know this a while?
Yeah. So if you actually look through my previous YouTube videos, you can tell the first lot of them was me on my own before
Mhm.
I even met Dylan,
Yeah.
and I was winging it. I just looked up what basic things I need to record. I just
Mhm.
bought random equipment and just tried to put it together and use it, and it was very, very difficult.
Mhm.
Once I had music in the background and my voice over it, I didn't care. I just thought, right, that's
Yeah.
all I want. It's recorded, just put it up.
Mhm.
And then Dylan helped me then record later covers. You can tell, like on Never Enough from The Greatest Showman, that cover,
Mhm.
and there's a couple of other ones he recorded for me, and he mixed and mastered and produced them all. Like he's basically did everything. I basically just sang in front of the mic.
Yeah.
So he's really like the brains behind putting everything in
Yeah,
together and
he
making it
knows how to
sound.
mix it get out. But honestly, if there was no song to sing, what is he gonna mix? What is he gonna mix? So the two of you are working together, and I like relationships like that, man. I love when someone has talent and the other one's helping them out. And I know Dylan himself. Dylan is a rapper as well. He's an Irish rapper. And I'm meaning to ask him to come on to the podcast. So I'm gonna ask him probably after this one. I'll give him a text or so.
Yeah.
But I love when couples or even like friends, like really good friends, they come together and they just create great content. They create something good, and that's what I was saying when I was watching them videos, because I was there when I started watching them when you were putting them on Facebook. That's when I started watching them. So I will, like, at the end of this, I'll leave all the links to your YouTube channel and everything down below, so people can go. You can all go check out
Oh,
them
yeah.
videos, you know, for likes of that. But I do want to move on to so that's like the kind of the music, guys. That's the music side of it. But I did also want you on because the reason I do these podcasts is because I want to meet new people and get to know people and learn new things. And for the likes of myself, is that I I I follow you. I have you as a friend on Facebook. I'd say about 2 years, maybe. I think about a year, 2 years
Yeah.
or so. And I I I noticed that I see that you have a baby. You've given birth to a baby, and
Yeah.
sorry, I'm a bit nervous. Sorry, and I never talked like this to anyone, but and yeah. So I just wanted for myself as well to understand, because my brother recently had a kid 5 months ago. His girlfriend had a kid, and since that baby, that's my first ever niece. And like I'm like being an uncle to anybody, and the feeling I got from it every time I see her face, I just like, even if I'm having a real bad day and I see her face and it's just, and she's smiling, it's a feeling I've never experienced for my life, and I can't
Yeah.
imagine what it'd be like if I had my own kid. Like,
Yeah.
and I wanna ask you. There's different things I want to ask you, but for the likes of now, um, how much has having a baby changed your life?
Well, how much hasn't it changed my
Yeah,
life?
yeah, yeah,
I just think, yeah, there's literally nothing that hasn't changed
yeah,
in my life. Like
yeah.
anything from just wanting to get up and go to the shop,
Mm,
just like that, you can't.
yeah.
Or even your meals are always revolving around when the baby eats as
Mm.
well. And obviously, whether or not you get a good night's sleep is up to the baby. If they
Oh
get a good
Jesus, I'm
night's
not
sleep,
looking forward to them. I'm telling you that. Oh no.
yeah, I think everything changes,
Mm,
honestly. Like you kind of mold your life around the baby's routine.
mm.
So yeah, it's
You,
just
you
it's
have to, don't
a
you?
big
Yeah,
world.
it's a lot of responsibility. You know, it's a lot of
Yeah.
responsibility. And when you found out when you were pregnant, what was going through your mind? Were you like, oh shit, or were you kind of like, oh, this is okay, we can do this, we can fucking roll with this? What kind of went through your mind at that stage?
It was a mixture. It was
Oh,
like,
was it?
oh,
Yeah, yeah,
I was like, oh, but okay, and I was
yeah.
just kind of scared and nervous, but like I was looking forward to it. Like,
Yeah.
it was a mixture of feelings, I suppose.
And that
Definitely
journey.
wasn't like, oh, I don't want this. It's
Yeah,
just,
oh, yeah. We'll see that.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Um, and what was that journey like? Going through that and going, like, I will never ever. I shouldn't complain about anything because women have it the hardest, and I'm saying that for
Yeah, they do.
any women that watch this right now. You are the queens of this, like, earth, Mother Nature, literally. Um, without women, without anything at all, men would literally, we collapse, we'd break down. We need women to keep us in control and keep us in line because we're all just mental and we'd all just fucking kill each other.
Not a lot of men would say that now.
Well, that's it. No, and I'm going to be honest, lads. You know I'm right. But what was it like going through that? Through the pregnancy.
Oh, well, my pregnancy, I had hyperemesis, and not a lot of
I'm
people
so
have
stupid.
heard about that.
I done all foundation. You need to explain. You need to dumb it down for me. So
Uh,
please, what does that mean?
so the term is hyperemesis gravidarium. It's a Latin term for like hyper vomiting during pregnancy. So
Right.
you're vomiting like morning, noon, night. Like it's literally a 24/7 thing. It's not like morning sickness.
Yeah.
A lot of people think it's morning sickness, and it's not, because it lasts all day and all night.
Right.
And I ended up in the hospital probably every week for the first trimester with dehydration, just from
Getting
getting
sick
sick
so
so many
much.
times.
Yeah.
But it lifted. For a lot of people, like, it doesn't lift, and they'll be vomiting right up until the very end.
Oh shit.
But yeah, thank God mine actually ended about 17 weeks, so it wasn't so bad. Like, it was horrible at the time, obviously, but it lifted, and I didn't really have many symptoms, and the rest was kind of good. And
Yeah. Like if that was like, if my girlfriend start doing that, the first thing that comes into my head is, you know, like Scary Movie 2 where the woman's in bed or the and she's just like blah, and she's getting sick and they're all getting sick and these that's what I like. I'm such childish when it comes to like thinking like that. But like I'd be freaked out. Like if I'm okay with sick, like if someone gets sick, I'd still go ugh, but I'd clean it up if I needed to clean it up. But fucking hell, to go through that. See that morning doing it, that's like getting a bad curry or something, and you're like, right, this is the 24-hour thing, but no, it's a 17-week thing for that. No, fuck that. But,
I think the worst thing was I didn't know when it was going to end. So for all I knew, it could have ended the whole way. And, you know, every day was like taking it one day at a time. But
And how did that? I know this is probably going to go down probably a rabbit hole or so, but how did that affect you with mental health, knowing that, right, I'm getting sick all the time? Because I know with women, that cravings, their hormones and whatnot. One minute they're like, I love you, you're beautiful, you bastard. Like there's so many different things women can, and it's not your fault. It's you're going, do you know what I mean? You're going through pregnancy, so it's not none of your fault. As the man, we just have to fucking put up with it and we say, right, whatever you need, I'll be there for you. But going through that with mental health, did it affect mental health in any way?
Yeah, hugely. I think, see, because I wasn't eating and I was basically letting up everything I was eating. I don't want to like make this sound disgusting, but I didn't have any energy, so it was making me like sleep a lot of the time as well. So I couldn't even talk half the time to people. I was just kind of in bed, just either sick or asleep, and it was just, each day was kind of like melting into each other. I didn't really have any energy to even get out of bed. Some weeks even, like, it was just, I had a really bad dose of it, and I didn't even know that it existed before I got pregnant. So I had to kind of do my research while I had it, and what could help and what wouldn't help, and it was very, very tough. And I would say I did get depressed during the first trimester, and I was in hospital Christmas Eve and Christmas Day as well, so that was hard as well. So and then I had family saying, oh, are you excited? And it was hard for me to even feel excited when I couldn't think of like when I last ate something and kept it down.
It's like, I'm fucking excited to eat that fucking Christmas dinner that'll be back up in the evening. Yeah, Jesus. That's my favourite dinner ever. Like, literally, if someone comes up to me and goes, Christmas dinner, I don't miss that. Like, I know it's Sunday dinner. Like, let's be realistic. It's Sunday dinner. We just call it Christmas dinner. That's what we do. But I reckon that's my favourite type of dinner, man. And I'd be so sad if I couldn't even hold that down. But for the likes of that, and you went through, so when you went through that, and then the vomiting stopped, and then how many months into it did it start getting easy? Did it start getting easier, or was it because I'd say after the vomiting stopped and likes of that, it could get easier, would have.
Do you mean when the hyperemesis was gone?
Yeah, when that was gone, did you kind of like snap out of the way you were feeling and stuff like that?
Yeah, it was literally like I woke up one morning and I was lying in the bed, and I just thought to myself, I don't feel sick. I don't feel sick, and I just got up and I went down and I was like, I'm going to chance a bowl of cereal, and I ate the bowl of cereal.
What cereal was it? Please tell. What cereal was it? I bet you it was the nicest cereal you've ever had in your life. You can't remember the cereal that you were fucking able to keep down. Do you know when you said you jumped up out of bed? Remind me of Charlie in the Chocolate Factory. Do you know when the granddad wins the ticket and he goes, "We need."
Oh yeah.
And he just jumps fucking up. That's what came into my head. But you're telling me the first thing you could eat and hold down, you can't remember what it was.
No, I actually can't.
Oh Jesus, that's fucking hell.
It was probably like Cocoa Pops or
Come here.
cornflakes or something.
That's all that's the answer I needed to hear. That's it. Cocoa Pops. You can't keep them down. Yeah. So when you started feeling good in yourself, and you knew, right, maybe this is actually going to stop, and then it did stop. What was your kind of goals then? What like to keep you going, right, I need to keep going forward to this. There's only so much months left, and then you have to start to plan and so that. So when you were starting to plan for like I don't know how it works. So do people buy gifts for you, or do you kind of have to get most of the stuff yourself?
Yeah, so a lot of family, like close family, would have offered to chip in on bigger things like prams and cots and stuff like that. And in fairness, like, I'm just the type of person that wants to kind of provide for myself. So I said, yeah, you can buy gifts, but I want to buy like something big for myself. Like we bought
independent, yes, independent woman.
So the pram me and Dylan bought ourselves because we wanted something like major that the baby would be using from us.
Yeah.
But then like they bought so much stuff. Like the baby was spoilt even for the baby shower. Like we just got so many things, and because it was his mother's first grandchild.
Yeah.
So of course they were so excited, and they were just spoiling the baby. But
yeah, because that's what I was gonna go into this next. That it was only a few days ago I seen Dylan put up on his Facebook that it's been a year since the baby reveal. That the way he's done it. Now, was that at your place? Was that at your place?
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Like so that my girlfriend actually has the same type of, like, it's just like a big huge garden and then just hedges all around it. My girlfriend has the same. I was like, so my girlfriend's. I was like, she's or something. Like, what the fuck? But I'm like, no, everywhere in the country's like that. But yeah, but she I saw that and I could see in the video. Obviously, you're gonna be excited, even if it's a boy or a girl. Obviously, you're gonna be excited that it doesn't matter. Whatever you have, you're gonna love it the same way. And when you popped the balloon and you seen it was pink, what was, please tell me, and don't tell me you don't remember in this one, all right? You're not getting away with this one. Please tell me the excitement that you felt. What was the excitement like?
You know what? When I look back in the video and I see my reaction on the video, I still feel it myself when I watch the video. It was just, I think I was just expecting a boy.
Yeah.
And I think I kind of was leaning towards wanting a boy because I have two nieces and I just wanted to be a bit different. But Dylan's family would then be mostly boys, so they really wanted a girl.
Right.
So we were kind of like contrasting there a little bit. But I just remember like seeing the third pink balloon, but I didn't actually register in my head it was the third pink balloon. And I was like, oh, another pink. I was nearly marking it down on the board, and I was like, wait, that's 3 pinks. Wait, it's a girl. It was just like such excitement, like, and I didn't care in the moment. Like, I wasn't even thinking about like, oh, I wanted a boy. It was just
the joy of it, isn't it? It's just the joy.
Yeah, I think putting a gender on your baby just makes it even more real. Then again, it's kind of like on to the next step now and buying clothes and stuff, like, so.
I think that is good. Like my girlfriend said that she doesn't know if she wants to know the baby's gender, and I was like, bitch, we need to find out as soon as possible. I'm not waiting till that baby's born and then I have to go out and get all that shit. I want that shit. I want to be organized. I like being organized. I like having it ready. So when
that's me. I'm the very same.
We're literally like, hey, baby, look what you have. Like, we know what you have. But for the likes of that, do you, like, so after the gender reveal and stuff like that and the celebrations that I say were going on, and so and when it went back to normal day life and stuff like that, and when the baby was coming, now this is when we're getting in a bit fucking some people like nasty, right? And you don't have to answer anything you don't want to, but when you went into labor. Now, I would never the closest thing that I'd ever experience a pain like that is getting a kick in the bollocks. That's it. That's all men can have. When you went into labor and you got that fucking pain, was the pain, like, did you get bad pains, or could you go, no, actually, I could fucking kind of deal with this? Like, because some women can't deal with the pain, and then some people are like, get me the fucking epidural now. We even said, even though they were like, I don't want epidural or whatever.
Well, I was contracting for 38 hours, so I didn't really like have a quick labor.
Yeah, fuck
You know,
no.
they
Jeez.
started off like very, very slight, but I knew they were contractions because of how often they were coming, and they
Mm,
felt the very same each time, so I knew it.
mm.
But yeah, I progressed very, very slowly, and I think I started contracting at like 5 o'clock in the morning on the
Oh
30th
jeez.
of July, and then I had Leah 7 p.m. the 31st of July.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a very long process, and they were every 4 or 5 minutes.
Oh.
So it was tough, but by the end, it was like gas and air and
Yeah.
epidural now.
Get rid of fucking. Yeah, I can fucking imagine. Oh God, imagine. But yeah, but I want to ask the question that I'm looking forward to having a kid. I know that she's not ready to have a kid, and she just wants to do a bit more work. She wants to do a bit more, and I said that's
Yeah.
understandable. But I can't wait for the moment where after everything that woman's been through, and the waiting, and being able to see your baby there and then because many people say that the love you have for your son or your daughter is like you never experienced it before in your life. And when you saw your daughter for the first time, what what was the emotions?
Oh,
What
well, I
was?
was crying.
Oh, I'd be crying. I'd be in the corner crying. I don't care. I don't care if blokes look. I don't care. I really don't.
I think it's because I had flashbacks to the hyperemesis, and I was like, thank God it's over
Yeah,
now.
yeah. I don't have to get fucking sick anymore. Yeah.
Yeah.
But then when everything's done and the baby comes home, then the baby gets sick. Isn't that right? The baby, you feed the baby, it
Yeah.
moves up, you have to wind it. Come here, I'm learning as I go along. I'm learning off my niece and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
she actually drilled on my hand the other day and she got a little bit sick. And I was literally like, ugh, get her away. Ugh. And I was literally like, get her away from
Yeah.
me. So it kind of shows that I don't think I'm ready, but maybe I don't know. I'll have to man up, really. But for the likes of that, when you were in the hospital, knowing that all right, you have these nurses around you. I know nurses help; they do help inside that. But was there any complications during the pregnancy or after the pregnancy, like with you? It was
No, no.
just a
After
nice
that, it was
smooth.
just smooth sailing. Yeah, yeah.
That's good
No,
then.
everything went fine. Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank
that's good. All
God.
right, thank God. Yeah. Um, but when it was time to go home, went out of the hospital, and you know that right, this is my responsibility. Me and Dylan, this is me and Dylan's responsibility. We have to take care of this child. And when you went home, because I don't know, do you live with each other? Don't you?
Yeah, yeah. We live
So
in Carlo.
so
Yeah.
did oh yeah, sorry, yeah. So
Yeah.
did you have that house or apartment or whatever before the baby was born?
Yeah, yeah. So we moved in here about 6 weeks before she was born.
Mm-hmm.
So it was kind of a short time to get everything ready and moved in, but we were looking for a place to live the whole way through the pregnancy, but we just never got lucky enough, and then we found somewhere. So
Mm, yeah.
it all worked out good in the end.
So when you brought that baby home, and I know that people probably came over, had a look at the baby, said, "Oh, do you need anything? Do you want this? Do you want that?" And you, knowing you being Miss Independent, you're like, "No, I've fucking everything. I've under control. I have everything." Um, when you literally did reality hit you, going right, this is our responsibility now. Like when did reality hit that? Like right, this is me and Dylan with his baby. This is us. This is our little family right now. When did that did that hit
Yeah.
before it or did that hit after?
No, it would have hit on our first night home, I'd say, because the
Right.
first night feed, then like we didn't really sleep properly for a few weeks after she was born because we're just so, afraid that what if she stopped breathing throughout the night, or like, what if a blanket like got up over
Oh,
her face? Like it's just, I always had one eye open looking at
yeah,
her because she's so tiny as well, and
yeah.
they can't do anything for themselves, and I was just so petrified of anything happening.
They're like a little flower. Literally, they're like a fucking
Yeah,
dandelion. Yeah, and they're gone. So it's
yeah,
fucking.
yeah,
I'd say I'd be literally the exact same. The exact same.
yeah,
I'd be up. I'd be literally like, take watch. It's all right. You go with sleep. I take the night shift. You take the morning shift or whatever. But
yeah.
um, but what kind of going on to it? When did you start? When did you start getting the hang of it? Because when they say mothers are natural, they're natural. Do you know what I mean? It's like they were fucking born with, and they know what to do. It's a mother's instinct. So when did that start kicking in for you? Do you know?
Well, I would say straight away I just knew, like, with nappies and feeds and how to make bottles and everything. And but I think it was a case of enjoying it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, everyone was like, "Oh, enjoy your maternity leave," and everyone in work the day I left. And I just remember thinking for the first couple of months, like, why did they say enjoy this? Like, I didn't mean it in a horrible way, but I think I did have a little bit of kind of postpartum depression as well.
Yeah.
And it was just a huge kind of hormonal thing.
Mm.
And I don't think a lot of women actually kind of prepare themselves for after giving birth, as opposed to preparing everything for the birth.
Mm-hmm.
And I think postpartum depression and anxiety is like a huge thing. And I wouldn't say I didn't enjoy it for the first 2 months maybe, but I just found it really difficult coping with, like, I was able to do everything for her, but I didn't feel like happiness out of it or enjoyment out of it.
Yeah.
And then it kind of slowly went away, and now it's just like, I don't know what I ever did without her here. And
it's like you forget about your life before all that.
It just is what it is now. And so everything kind of fell into place, like, emotionally, we'd say, after about 2 or 3 months. So I think they were the hardest. But
so for someone that maybe someone's watching right now, we don't know who's going to be watching this, or for someone that's going through a pregnancy right now, or someone we'll ask 2 questions, right? For someone that's going through pregnancy right now and stuff like that, what advice would you give? What advice would you give that couple?
Well, like I said, I would do a lot of research into after having the baby and the emotions that a woman can go through. And it's not just a case of, like, crying every now and again. Like, women can have serious issues after having the baby, and she won't be able to control herself or her thoughts, and sometimes it can be scary. And it's nothing to be ashamed of either, because I know a lot of women kind of think this is not normal, like, why aren't I happy, or why am I feeling like this? And I would say, I know you hear it all the time, but do talk to someone, and do, like, go to your doctor, and there is always help for that, because it is completely normal. And also, actually, for the men in the relationship,
That was my second question. That was my second question. What would you get for the men? Yeah, go on.
I would also say to the men to do a lot of research as well, because, like, I did mention to Dylan when I was pregnant, like, oh, I hope I don't get this and that after the pregnancy. And he was like, what is that? And, he'd never even heard of postpartum depression.
Yeah, and you're there like that. Motherfucker, you better fucking learn that.
So, I would say do more research on that, as opposed to getting excited of, like, what outfit to put on the baby,
Yeah, that's true. So I can see now we're going to kind of slowly. So thanks very much for all that information. Anyway, that's literally why I do this podcast, to learn stuff that I don't know, and thanks very much for that. For me anyway. But I do want to go on to. I also seen that now that you like photography as well. You do a lot of photography and stuff. Yeah, you're like, oh yeah, shut up. We don't talk about that. But I see that. I can see now that have you always been into photography, or is it something that you've just kind of got into recently or so? Because I see that you do, say if it's like Easter or so, it's like the baby's a prop. It's like Easter, fucking December, fucking. Do you know what I mean? The baby's photo. And but the likes of that, are you only starting to get into that now? Is it?
Yeah, it wouldn't be a serious thing, I suppose, but I just always had an interest in it. I'd say maybe about 7 years ago, I got a proper interest, because I just thought, my phone isn't taking good enough pictures, especially on holidays, and when you want really good, like, clear memories. And I would just always point out, oh, that's a bit blurry, or, like, if that was different, that picture would look better. And then I got myself, like, my first good camera. And then I went into, like, Photoshop, and it just kind of, like, grew from there. Like I'm still learning a lot about Photoshop,
Yeah.
and that's why I kind of use Leah a lot for
Yeah, yeah,
photos.
yeah. Leah, come here for a second. Come on with the boom. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
so she's
they're
cute.
nice
That's okay.
photos though. Nice photo. If you want, if that's like a hobby or so, but it's nice because you have them, as you said, like when you're taking pictures with your phone, they sometimes they won't go out a bit blurry. You know it. Like my camera's right there. I have a camera right there, and that's a Canon 200D. And it took me. I'm doing YouTube 5 years. Oh my god, what was that? I was doing. You see that light? Did you see that light?
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
who's up? I've been doing YouTube 5 years, and it took me last year. It took me to get every equipment I needed, like all the equipment I need. Like so, it took me ages.
Yeah,
So it is, even if it's photography or something like that, you will always change what camera you want. There's always better cameras, better equipment. So it is. I find it as a hobby. I really do. I like it as a hobby. A lot of people
yeah,
do it as a profession, but for me personally, I'd like to take photos just for a hobby. But
yeah,
that's more for yourself as well? Is it just a hobby itself?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And would you like to get into, like, say if you can get a job out of it, would you like to do that for a job?
I wouldn't say so. I wouldn't actually do it for a living, I don't think.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I say the
I do
gigs are
love it.
tough.
But
I said that, you
yeah,
know, like
yeah,
getting weddings and fucking all this and all. Yeah, yeah.
it's very
So
time consuming as well. So.
yeah, that's true. Yeah, especially with a baby now as well. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
yeah, come here, boys. So we're going to get into the last segment, and this is a segment that's only brand new, and I have a story to tell you as well before we get into it. After I say, but guys, here we go. So this is the last segment. This is ghost stories. Ooh, scary. I didn't tell you that this was a thing, right? Because I want to see
Okay.
everybody and see can I get anybody's reactions or so. I done a thing. I do this segment called Ghost Stories because I asked people two questions. One, do you have any ghost stories, like any interactions with ghosts or so? And two, do you believe in the paranormal activity, paranormal? And so I done a podcast yesterday. And for people that are watching this is a few days ago or so, but for us now, I done a podcast yesterday. I had a telly up on this wall and I was reenacting something. And she said something about she felt a hand on her face and it kind of pulled her to the side. So I kind of reenacted it and I done that. I'm not shitting you. I whacked my head off the telly fell and it came up on my face, like fell right on my shoulder. And the two of us were bloody laughing for like 10 minutes. I have it recorded. It'll be up. People would already see it by now, before this. But I needed to say that little story. It was fucking hilarious. Just what the fuck, like. But for the likes of yourself, do you believe in paranormal and stuff like that?
I don't know. Me and Dylan are always talking about it, and he has stories, and he knows people who have stories, but I don't really have anything, like nothing really scary that's ever happened.
Yeah.
So
No, that's okay because there is people that I just do the segment. If they do, they do. If they don't, they don't. But I think that's a question that everybody asks. Everybody asks, is there an afterlife? Is there somewhere when we're gone from here? Is there somewhere else? And would you like to believe that there is? What's kind of your belief? Do you believe that, all right, when we're gone, or do you go like, no, I think we go somewhere else after this?
obviously, like it would be nice to think that it doesn't just end when you die.
Yeah.
I
Oh
suppose,
Jesus, I know.
when
Yeah.
you're like, yeah, I suppose it would be nice to think that you can kind of be a spirit and like follow
Yeah.
your family around.
Yeah. It's fucking hell yeah. Yeah. Like that. Hell yeah. I'll just
Yeah.
so 1 second, guys. I'll be back in a second. Resume. Yes. So, guys, sorry about that. We just had to do that. My chipper's at the door once again while doing a podcast. So, Rebecca, before we go, is there anything you'd like to plug? Any YouTube channels or anything at all?
Yeah. So I have a Facebook as well, Rebecca Maher Music, and yeah, my YouTube channel is just Rebecca Maher.
Perfect.
So.
Right. So, guys, I will leave all them links in the description below. Please go check them out. I swear to God, I'm not even joking. The reason I had you on, I want people on that are interested or they're talented. And I was like, right, she's talented, but also now I'm like, okay, she's interesting, so she fucking combo. She's a combo. That's what she is. But guys, thanks so much for watching this episode of the All Right Podcast. Rebecca, thanks very much for coming on and doing this.
You're grand.
Yeah. Guys, so remember, it's not the best podcast, it's not the worst podcast, it's just an alright podcast. Guys, thanks for watching, and we'll chat to you in the next one. Goodbye.